people were excited to see Dave Chappelle too, but Dave Chappelle walked off stage recently. People were excited. They were excited to see it, but he has a whole policy right now, and this came out. Now he has a whole policy. We know this. Sabrina's gone to Dave Chappelle shows before. Can't wait to hear how she weighs in on this. But Dave Chappelle goes, he has this whole policy about you can't bring cameras to his shows. You can't record anything. It's all separate. That's how it works. And you know, you sign something when you actually buy your ticket, or you see something. It's all these kind of, you know, situations where it's like you can't do this. If you do, you'll be kicked out. You know, it's a huge part for him. He keeps a big violation. During his Blue Streak stand-up thing, something happened just recently. A person brought a camera out during the front row. He was at the Seminole Hard Rock Cafe and Casino in Hollywood, and he was doing a stand-up session, and this guy pulled his camera out, and Dave Chappelle got pretty mad, and he engaged in the conversation with this guy, this audience member. During that, he observed that he said that the guy's recording camera was pretty much like pulling a gun on him. That's how he referred to it as. Oh. And then he got mad. He gave him shit, and then he stopped his show and he walked off. He just left. He just left the show and left all the audience there with nobody to entertain them. Nobody's there at all. So for him, he said, this is all my policies. He just got mad. He walked away. But for the audience who paid money, they signed some. They saw some saying, hey, we get it. You can't have your camera on there. But honestly, isn't that bad for them? Like, as a performer, yeah, get that person out of the audience. Like, grab them, tear them out. You have a whole policy, delete their camera footage, get them out of there. But after that, finish your set. That's what I say. Finish your fucking set and take care of the people. I mean, Dave Chappelle's gone through a lot of drama and shit in the past, but for me, it's like, just finish your set, be professional. If you don't like that, that's fine. Get it deleted, get rid of it, get that person off the fucking stage, and then finish your set. That's what I think. But he didn't finish his set. He didn't do that. And then what happened? He left all these people who paid good money, and they paid good money to see him with no performance at all. So that sucks, if you ask me. As a person, a consumer of comedy that would just be very excited to see someone like him, at the end of the day, I'd be pissed. But I want to ask my guests here today, how would they feel? How would you feel? GR, all right, you're at a comedy show with Chappelle himself. You're excited. You paid $200, maybe $400 to see this fool live, because he pays. It's a lot of fucking money. And then one person spoils it for the whole class. They pull the camera out, and then the whole fucking thing's shut down. How would you feel? Is that professional or what? GR's just shaking his head.
Well, first off, if he did that to me and I was the owner of the club he was at, I wouldn't pay his dumb ass. You want to walk out. Goodbye, but he ain't getting paid.
Yeah, but he got paid, GR. But
you can hey, Brian, I don't know where you come from, but we're in the business world, I can rescind a check, and guess what? That bitch would not get paid.
Yeah. Well, you're right. But so you think that should they have just taken the person out? Like, do you think there's any world, like you do this thing, there's any world where he was right to walk away at all? And the gun thing's kind of weird to me. I don't know. I like Chappelle, but it's weird.
Walk away. You want to be a bitch? Be a bitch. But you ain't getting paid by me.
Yeah, you're not getting, like, F that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the customer, 86 the customer, because he violated something he agreed to.
Right.
But I like this guy. This guy's a nice guy. Like this guy.
Or whatever comedian or actor it is, if you walk off set in the middle of a performance, you don't get paid.
Yeah, you don't. You're right. You don't get paid. That's why it's a big dilemma right now. Jordan, I'm going to go to Jordan next. Jordan, okay, so you've been saving your money up to see Chappelle. You're so excited, right? And you know about the policy. You know about the camera policy. And then one person ruins it for the whole setup. Is that right? Is that right? Or do you think that he had a reason to walk away? Is there a good reason there? Or do you think that everybody's going to be talking about this shit. Do you think that's cool to do? I don't know.
Well, I don't think it's cool he walked away. But it is in the contract. You were supposed to sign a thing or saying you weren't having a camera. But a good comedian would work the crowd. He would have put that in his set, made fun of that guy, and had him escorted from the door and continued his set. So was he a bitch for leaving? Yeah, I agree. Chappelle shouldn't have left. He should have worked it into his shtick like a good comedian would. And
it has happened before, Queen.
Just moved on with the show.
Yeah, like Ty was saying though in the chat, like he gets paid up front. He's a comedian that like caliber, so that kind of happens. So he has that policy worked out already. So he would already be paid most likely. It's a whole thing. He gets these contracts, and maybe he has something though. And, I don't know that. I don't know his contract with the actual comedy club. Maybe he's got it worked out where he says that if this does happen, I can walk, and that's it. And then you have to deal with the ramifications of that. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe people know that going up front. I know Sabrina, you went to I don't know if she can hear me, but Sabrina, if you went to Dave Chappelle before, so, and you had the whole policy about, no camera policy. So you hear this. Do you think that in that policy to say anything that he could just leave? Is that right that he just walked away from this? Or do you think that he should have stayed and finished the set after this guy pulled the camera out and then like videotaped the whole process?
I mean, I think it's a bitch move for sure. Like to walk off, it's kind of like a punk ass like teenager like who's upset about something that they didn't get their way. Like, it's a stupid camera. I mean, to be fair, I saw him at the Hollywood Bowl when someone charged the stage with a knife in their hand and he continued his set. So like the fact that someone took out a camera and he was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm going to leave because I'm very upset about that." Like, it just seems a little bit weird. I understand. It also depends on how long the person was taping. Well, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I personally watched someone charge him on stage and have security detain this person and take them off of stage. And other people were like, kind of deflecting. And then he came back on and finished his set with an attempt at his life. You know what I mean? So I don't see why you get so upset about a camera. I understand it's a policy. I went in, you had to put your camera in this like weird little bag and they lock it and they, you keep your phone with you, but you have to get it unlocked when you leave. So I don't, it's stupid. And no, Ty, we don't know how long the person was taping, but also like, he's Dave Chappelle. You're like, security, can you please get this person out of here with their camera? If he sees, that's
what happened too. He's like, security, get him out of here. Like, he noticed it. He kind of referenced it. He told security. Then he talked to the guy. And then once the guy stopped recording, he walked off stage.
Yeah, I mean, look, I love Dave Chappelle. Don't get me wrong. I love him. I think he's hilarious. I've been to several of his stand-up performances. As a matter of fact, my senior prom in high school, I saw him in the Village in Manhattan doing stand-up for the first time ever, before he was ever Dave Chappelle, famous Dave Chappelle. And I thought he was fucking hilarious. So I'm a huge supporter of him. I just think, considering the knife thing was not staged, Razor X, but I don't believe it was a real knife. It was a rubber knife. But who knew? Like, if someone's running at you with a knife in their hand, how do you know if it's a prop knife or not? I don't think it was staged at all.
You don't know, Sabrina. There's no
right. Exactly. That's exactly my point. No one got charged.
You're afraid of a knife, which makes sense. But you freak out over a camera? Give me a break.
I'm just saying, like, he was totally fine, came back on, finished his set. He made a couple jokes about it. It was really great. So, Ty, I don't know how long he was taping. Does anyone else know how long he was taping? But Brian, you're muted.
He wasn't taping the whole show. But it was long enough where he noticed. That's why he was in the front row. So that's what, he noticed pretty quickly. He let it go for a second. And he told security. Then he continued, and then he egged the guy on. Said this whole thing about some kind of reference to like it's like pulling a gun or something like that, or he associated to like it's as if like it feels as as if because the whole policy it's as if you're pulling a gun. I mean, not that it was a gun, but it was like because of the policy. It's like as if as bad as pulling a gun, you sign something saying that you're gonna have a gun. You can't have a gun here. You can't have a camera here. So it's like that kind of guidelines, and that's what he addressed it as being. But then he finished that statement and he left, and it was towards like it was like 3/4 way through his set apparently, so it was towards the end. But still, I mean, I'm not calling him a bitch. I don't think he's a bitch. I don't think that he's an asshole. I just think that it's just weird. I mean, to me, I wish he would have finished his set, like made a joke what we're saying and finished it. I know people are upset about it online, and that's why I wanted to address it. Of course, again, through the last year, we talk about drama like this, like stuff that happens to celebrities too, because again, it happens all the time in entertainment. So that's why I wanted to address this. But yeah, I think that it's just a situation. It's a PR issue. He's had a lot of PR issues, and he'll have to deal with this too afterwards. And I know he'll be okay. He freaking always comes through these things, but always comes through. He always battles through it all. So good for him, and that he still gets through all this shit. He has a good way of adapting afterwards and playing it off, I think.
Yo, player, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the pep star needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.